Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, in the last episode, we built the fisherman's house, and today, I want to build the Fletcher's house, so grab your snacks and drinks, and feel free to leave me a like if you enjoyed the video, because I've got some awesome building in store for you guys today, so remember to subscribe if you haven't. I upload every few days with unmatched consistency, so without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am very excited about all the progress we've been making, and today is going to be no different. In fact, I have lots of progress planned. Not only do I want to spiff up this area, remove our shulker monster to build our Fletcher's house, I also want to elaborate a little bit on our well over here. We've got this sewer system that we started building a couple episodes ago, and you guys have given me some great ideas for what we should do down here. But first things first, we've been building these giant fields around the village, and my plan is, of course, to surround the entire thing. And so I figured, what's a better way to do an intro time-lapse than to finish a few more of these fields? And so to be able to build the fields on such a massive scale, I've got to come over here to the Enderman farm and repair my hoe. And so now that I'm ready to go and ready to hoe, I say it's time to roll that intro time-lapse. Oh yeah. And to start off this one, I needed to turn that sand into land, farmland to be specific, so I did some terraforming to make it look a bit better and started off by lining the edges just to make it easy for myself so I could just fill in each of the layers. And as you can see, there's a fair amount of desert grass mixed in with the plains grass here, which doesn't look that good, but it's not going to be that big an issue because we're just going to cover this area with farmland anyway, and any area in between is just going to be pathways, so I think we're going to get away with this. And over here you can see I started putting in the fields, and while that's going on, I figure I should tell you guys to go follow me over on twitch.tv/Antlerboy live, because later this week at the time of this video's release, I'm going to be doing my first ever stream over there, and it's going to double up as the Antlerboy face reveal. More info about the stream is going to be coming really soon, so make sure you hit that notification button just to make sure you get notified when I announce the stream. And if you want to make extra sure you're not going to miss it, you can always go join the Discord channel where there are tons of awesome people sharing their builds and talking about random things all the time. And so both the links to Twitch and Discord are gonna be in the description down below. But getting back to what we're doing here, I'm making some pathways through the fields that I'm connecting up to the already existing pathways in the village. And as you can see, this is already cutting out a few plots where we can be doing some building in the future. And the final detail, of course, is adding some flowers for some color and pop. But guys, I think we should hop back into first person and check this out. So I will see you on the other side. Okay, it's starting to look really cool to have all these fields coming around, but guys, I've been having a problem. I've been walking around the village and I've been thinking, it's oddly peaceful around here. What's going on? And what I realized is that, like, oh yeah, there's no villagers that are pestering me. I'm not hearing the everywhere, you know? And I thought, wait, that's strange. They can't really go anywhere. There's nowhere for them to get stuck. The only ones that seem to be fine are all the farmers that are over here. And so I started going in each house and I was like, they're not here. Well, I guess this one shepherd is right here. You made it, buddy. And I went to the leather worker's shop and this guy's fine, but he doesn't have any visitors, 0 customers today. Same thing with the butcher over here. And I'm just really perplexed, like, where could all my villagers be? And that's when something hit me. That's when I remembered that, oh yeah, that one guy, he got stuck up in the tower here. There's no way that... Hold on. What are those noises? Wait a minute. They're all stuck up there. Like, I'm not even sure how many of these guys are. Let's check. There's 6 of these guys stuck up there. That's so crazy. So we're probably going to have to block this off. We need to get these guys down somehow. Oh my goodness. There's a party up here. I'm not even sure what the best course of action is here. I guess we'll just break this and we'll let these guys walk out on the roof. Hardcore parkour. Wait, is he actually going to make it onto this other roof? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, you guys need to become parkour legends as well. Come on. Okay, one guy's doing it. Come on, Mr. Leatherworker. Now come out. Excellent. And now we just have the one guy stuck up there. Yeah, boys, it's time to be brave. It's time to find a way down. I'd lend you my backup flappers here, but I don't think you're going to put them to use. So for now, I think I'll just leave the roof homies up here and we'll see if they jump down ever, or maybe they'll just stay up here and have a good time. Villagers are so weird, man. Anyway, now that we've got that issue partially sorted, it's time to start building the Fletcher's house, because that's the next profession we're going to be tackling here in the village. And so for this one, I want to incorporate some kind of firing range, because I feel like that would make sense, and this plot is big enough for us to be able to do something like that. And so what I've done here is prepared a little shape for myself, and I think I want to do something a little bit different. It's time we go crazy and deviate a lot from this original style that we've been doing. So as you can see, I've clustered together 2 boxes right here, and my thought process going in is that this is going to be the main part of the building. I think we'll have the shop front right here, and then this side will do probably the entrance to the residence right here. And so what I want to do with this part of the building is probably build a balcony somewhere around here to get a fantastic view of the oasis. Again, guys, keep in mind where you put your balconies just so it makes sense. Now, next up for the stone base here, I think I want to move it in 1 block so we don't have it right up against the wood right here. This is going to make it so we have a bit less space on the inside of our build here, but I don't think that's going to be much of a problem because it allows us to do a lot more detailing on the outside. And so the next detail we want to put in is some of these arches here in these areas with our indented cobblestone. This is the type of thing that adds a lot of depth to your build, and as we're doing this, I think I'm going to texture up all the walls and decide where windows are going to be. Now that we've got our lovely texturing in, I think you guys understand why we indented the cobblestone like this, just so we can create some more depth with all these walls and trapdoors and stairs and stuff. But just so that we don't have to make these entranceways too bulky on the inside, we're just gonna go trapdoors like this and then place down a door in the middle. It's a great way to make a doorway. As you can see, we don't really compromise any space here on the inside, but we still get a great looking doorway on the outside. All right, guys, so now let's move on over to the top floor here, and I'm going to do something very similar like over here, the way we've been doing on most of these houses, to be honest, but I'll bring you guys in as soon as we start doing something different. Okay, I think it's already time to bring you guys back in. We haven't done that much, and as you can see, I've skipped the beams going across here because we're going to be doing something a little bit different. The one thing I feel these other houses have really been missing is a lot of contrast. They kind of blend in together, and it's fine because we're trying to emulate the original village style. But since we're a few houses in, I kind of want to try doing something with a bit more contrast, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to bring in some of this spruce. And this time we're not actually going to strip the spruce down, and I think this is going to look really good in the village here, adding some dark to it. And to show you guys what we're going to be doing with the top part here, I think it's going to be easiest if we just put the A-frame in right off the bat. And I think we're going to do something really similar to what we did over here with these stripes, but instead we're going to use some unstripped spruce and the regular oak. I think something like this is looking awesome, and skipping that large beam right there gives us a bit more space to put in a window right here, and I wanted to try something. And so I want to try making some kind of shutter using a trapdoor and an open fence gate. I think that looks pretty good. Some extra detail in there. And so I think we're going to do the same thing that we did over there right over here, and we'll do something a little bit different over on this side. But for now, let's get that finished up, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, we're certainly getting places. I think we're going to have a miniature firing range here in the back, so having a balcony here where the Fletcher can look out and just judge people on their firing, I think that makes sense. And it makes it a bit more fun to have this side not look like the other side, which we're going to transform into a shop front. But moving on over to this side, I don't think we want to make the same kind of A-frame we've been doing over there, because variation is the spice of life, ladies and gentlemen. And so I think we can work on a way more rounded design somehow. Okay, now I'm liking that quite a lot. So let's just get the face of this side filled in. I think we'll just go with the same spruce, do the same thing on the top floor. It's really mostly the frame there that's going to be the main difference. I think that's looking very nice so far. What do you guys think? Now, before we get to addressing these smaller sides, I think I want to do the big side over here. And as you can see, I've already prepped with this little archway right here. And so what I want to do over here is just have a section that juts out a little bit with another smaller A-frame, I think. And so we're just going to bring these up to the same level as the stairs here, maybe make them come out one more like this, and then we'll create this smaller A-frame. It's only going to be 7 blocks wide instead of 9. And what I think the best part is about that is it creates a lot of symmetry here, because this part ends up being 1 block lower than over here, and so it meets up like that, the same way the other side does. Now on these smaller sides here, we have a 2-block gap, so I think we can just do an alternating pattern of this spruce and the oak once again. And I think we'll just fill the whole middle in here with some spruce, just so that we can get some depth and that contrast going once again. Oh, and by the windows here, I'm using the spruce wood instead of the spruce logs so that we don't get that log texture at the ends. I think that's just going to make it look a little bit better. I'd say I'm pretty happy with that. I think we got to come back to this side and do a lot more decorating. We'll probably put in a lot of leaves over here. Now for this back side over here, I don't think we want to go crazy with the detail the way we're going to do on the other side with the balcony, so let's just do an alternating spruce and oak again. All right, it's pretty basic, but I think it's looking good. good. On the trap doors here, we'll put some flower pots, and what I want to do with the fence gates over there is put some kind of awning. I want to try and play around with carpets a lot more in my builds, so we're going to do something with that towards the end when we put in all the details, but let's move on to the other side here. Now, this side is where we're going to build the balcony, so I think we should plan that out here first. And I think just something like this is going to look good from the bottom because it looks like it's supported a little bit. And then I'm thinking the same way we did on the other side, we'll use these oak trapdoors as the railing for our balcony. That's looking pretty good. I want to add some more support to it though, and an awning over it, but I think we'll do that after we get the roof sorted. Now that the roof is in and looking absolutely splendid and blending in with the rest of these roofs, one of which where this guy is just chilling. I see you've given up your profession because you're stuck up here. I'm very sorry to see that. Don't lose hope, my man. Now, in the original Fletcher house design in the Mojang village, they actually have yellow wool to indicate that it's a Fletcher, so I think that's what we're gonna go with as well here. And so all we gotta do is get some string across here, and now we should be able to place these carpets nicely. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty awesome, and I'd like to do something similar up on the balcony and maybe something on the other side as well. So up here on the balcony, I'd like to add a couple of supports like this. We'll probably bring them up 3 blocks, and then we can do a string block in between, and this way we can place down all of our carpets, and that should actually be looking pretty awesome. Oh yeah, I'm loving how that looks compared to what it looked like before. That's looking so awesome. Now, we also added these fence gates like this, and I think just doing something similar like that is looking so amazing. It gives this side a bit of color. But good folks, I don't think we can leave this house like this. It's looking kind of flat and similar to all the other houses except for the contrast we've been doing. So I want to add another tower the same way we did on this building, except I want to do something a little bit different. I'm imagining the Fletcher to be kind of the village archer, and so I'd like to have a watchtower up here where he could snipe any intruder. Now, instead of making our tower entirely enclosed like the one over there, I want to make it more open air so you can see out in all directions. And so instead of walls, we're just going to do 1 layer of trap doors like this, and I think I want to try doing oak trap doors here in the middle. And so now we can add the top portion to this thing, so I'm just going to put some oak down like this, and then we're going to get our trap doors and stairs and just circle this thing just like so. And I actually want to try putting a flag up top here, but the important thing to think about when you're adding flags to your world is that they're all pointing in the same direction, and since we have one over on the sailboat there, we can see that the wind is blowing in that direction, so we have to do the same thing here. Now the 2 flags are blowing in the same direction, and hopefully this is going to be looking awesome. In fact, I want to add the final details down here. Ooh, I think that's looking very, very cool. Let's take a look from down here, actually. Speaking of down here, what are you guys doing? Get out of there. You've got a new building to check out. Come on. We got to stop making pitfalls for our villagers to fall into, but that is looking amazing. I love that. It's such an imposing building compared to all the other ones. And I think the flag makes it look really, really sweet. And so for the final details here, I want to put in some of these flower boxes the way we always do. And we have a few spots over here. Maybe we'll just do the saplings for this one. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we've got over here. And you know what? Over on this side, I think I just want to greenify it up because it's not the most exciting side of the house. So we'll just start by placing down a few rose bushes here, and then we'll just start spamming the bushes. Alrighty, I think I've done a solid job of spiffing that up. It's looking a lot more lush and beautiful. Definitely let me know what you guys think. I think this house came out super duper nice, but for now, I think I want to turn my attention back over here. And we don't have a whole ton of space back here, but I want to make some kind of bow firing range. And I guess we'll put down a trapdoor wall right here because obviously we can't just be shooting arrows without a wall behind it to catch them. And then I think we'll just put our target blocks on top of these like this, and that's looking pretty good. Now, there are still a few changes I want to make around here, but I feel like we need some people to move into our lovely home here. And so what I've done is I've left the old villager breeder on and running, and let's just see if we have a few guys here. Oh my goodness, it is very full. Yeah, we might have to turn this thing off, but for now, we'll just grab a few more of these guys. I swear, this is the worst mode of transport with the worst travel partner of all time. Now, we're just gonna have to hope that you go and take the job. This is not always the case, but it looks like he's heading right for the fletching table. Maybe, just maybe, he's going to take the job right away. While this guy's making up his mind of what he actually wants to do with his life, we'll get another guy. Guy number 2 on the way. Okay, guy number 2, go take your job. Show them what you got. Yes, that's what we like to see. He chose to be a Fletcher. Now, he does have the sticks trade. Let's lock him in, boys. There we go. We now have ourselves a Fletcher. That is wonderful. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing tons of work around here, and actually the full interior of this house, and as you guys saw earlier, the shop is done as well. So let me turn some shaders on, and we can take a quick look at what this guy's house actually looks like on the inside. And so right before we hop into the tour here, I decided to build a small tree right in this really small plot because there was really nothing else to put there. But guys, sit tight and let's start the tour. The sun is rising here in Ventia, and the BSL shaders are making this place look so awesome. And I think my favorite part about the tree back here is that it overhangs the shooting range, so when you're actually firing your arrows, you're kind of in the shade of the tree. I think that looks really, really cool. But if we come over here, you guys have of course seen the little shop front area. We've got some bows, we've got some arrows here, the spectral kind and normal. And I think the shop came out really cool. I think the best part about it is that you can access it here from the front, and then if you need to go fire some bows, test them out, you can just go out here and back and try them out. Now we do have a back door here that leads over to the residence, and we of course have the official entrance right here on this side. And if we come through, it's pretty cramped in here. We just have that door that leads over into the shop, and then we can get ourselves up like this. And instead of making the upstairs super large, I made this very, very tall ceiling here in the entrance area. And I think it really gives it a cool and unique vibe. We of course have the balcony here, and I think you guys understand why I wanted the balcony right here. You just have such a great view of the entire place. I mean, just imagine when we're gonna have houses coming all the way around the oasis, and we're gonna be able to see the castle towering up here above the palm trees. That's going to be so awesome. But continuing on the tour here, if we come through to the living room area here, it's got this really cozy feel. Somehow I really nailed it with this one. We've got a little dining table, of course a kitchen area, and if we come through the door here, we've got the little balcony that overlooks the range. You've got an awesome view of all the fields and that morning sun coming in. I don't know, I've got to say that this room right here is just one of my favorites of all time that I've ever done. I don't know why, it just came out so nice. Excuse me, would you guys stop abusing the door while I'm trying to give a tour here? Thank you. Anyway, we've got our staircase here leading up to the second floor, and there wasn't much space to use over here, so I just put in some bookshelves and some storage here. And if we come through this little door here, we have a nice little bedroom. I of course used the yellow to symbolize the Fletcher here, and we've got the little mirror banner that I think's super cute. And overall, as small rooms go, I think this one's pretty neat, but we do have the ladder here that goes up to the tower, and hopefully the villagers aren't going to get stuck up here like in the other tower. But this place has a great view of everything. We can see all the fields we've built. We can even see the sailboat over by the horizon, so that's really, really awesome. We're going to have a great view of the castle up on the hill there. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we're going to have to save all the well action for an upcoming episode. And don't forget to click the link down in the description to follow me over on Twitch for that face reveal stream. And as always, if you got all the way to the end, then you're the champ, and I appreciate your existence. And until we see each other next time, have a good one.